This is the Microschool Minute, your weekly dose of microschooling news and events.
In this week's edition of the Microschool Minute.
Families in Texas are facing significant hurdles qualifying for enhanced school voucher funds intended for students with disabilities. While the state's inaugural program offers roughly $10,500 for most students, those with documented disabilities can qualify for nearly $20,000 more. However, confusion regarding the mandate that public schools must perform these disability evaluations has left many parents struggling to meet a fast-approaching application deadline. The situation has placed an unexpected administrative burden on public school districts, which are already underfunded for special education services. Critics argue the current process is inefficient and diverts critical resources away from the public system. While state officials acknowledge the need for future refinements, families describe the uncertainty as nerve-wracking and fear missing out on the best educational environment for their children. Tennessee Republicans are moving to roll back state testing requirements for the Education Savings Account (ESA) voucher program. Currently, private schools accepting these public funds must administer the Tennessee Comprehensive Assessment Program, TCAP. House Bill 1881 would instead give schools the choice to use the TCAP or a nationally standardized achievement test, providing more operational flexibility. Proponents argue this shift aligns the ESA program with other state school choice initiatives, such as the Education Freedom Scholarships. However, the move has sparked a debate over how to maintain public accountability for tax dollars used in private settings. The bill's progress reflects a broader legislative trend toward reducing the regulatory strings attached to alternative schooling options. Alabama's Choose Act School voucher program has seen a surge in interest, with more than 37,000 applications submitted for the 2026-27 school year. This total includes over 20,600 new students and roughly 16,500 renewals, outpacing the program's participation volume from the previous year. Governor Kay Ivey has been actively encouraging families to apply before the March 31st deadline to secure up to $7,000 in Education Savings Account (ESA) funds. The rapid growth of the program highlights a strong regional demand for educational flexibility. Currently, priority for these funds is given to dependents of active duty military members and students zoned for priority public schools. As the deadline nears, the high volume of applications suggests that Alabama's commitment to universal school choice is gaining significant momentum among residents. A new bill in the Alabama House, HB 563, seeks to provide an enforcement mechanism to protect the athletic eligibility of students using Choose Act funds. The legislation would allow students, parents, or participating schools to seek injunctions or damages against any athletic association that denies eligibility solely because of a student's participation in the voucher program. Representative Danny Garrett, the bill's sponsor, stated the goal is to clarify that alternative schooling status should not hinder a student's sports participation. The bill is designed to make it easier for families to obtain court orders allowing students to continue playing while eligibility disputes are resolved. By preventing athletic associations from effectively penalizing students who leave the public system, the legislation aims to better integrate alternative school students into the broader community. This move represents a new legislative front in ensuring that school choice does not come at the cost of extracurricular engagement. In Idaho's Legislative District 30, a primary rematch is unfolding between incumbent Representative Ben Furman and former legislator Julianne Young. The race, which Young lost by only 4 votes in 2024, has become a focal point for debates on education policy. Young, a constitutional conservative who has sponsored various culture war bills, is a strong advocate for a $50 million parental choice tax credit. While both candidates support school choice, they differ on the best implementation. Young prefers tax credits over direct vouchers, arguing that requiring verifiable expenses ensures greater accountability. The race is further complicated by the influence of federal political action committees targeting candidates over their educational stances. The outcome of the May 19th primary will likely signal the future direction of Idaho's legislative approach to alternative schooling. Arizona Treasurer Kimberly Yee has announced a push for significant reforms to the state's Empowerment Scholarship Account, ESA, marketplace system. With over 100,000 users, the Universal Voucher Program allows families to use tax dollars for private or home education. Yee's office is seeking a more efficient platform vendor to better identify and block non-compliant expenditures following reports of fund misuse. The initiative aims to create a more user-friendly system for families while ensuring strict adherence to state law. Yee emphasizes that while the program offers essential flexibility, the platform must protect taxpayer dollars from being spent on misspending or misuse. This move represents a state-level effort to impose stronger financial guardrails on one of the country's most expansive school choice models. Voters in Arizona may face multiple ballot initiatives this November aimed at reforming the Universal ESA program. A new initiative filed by the PAC Fortify AZ seeks to add accountability measures, such as safety standards and academic reporting, without imposing an income cap on participants. This effort follows a separate February filing from the Arizona Education Association and Save Our Schools Arizona, which includes both accountability and income limits. Both efforts are motivated by recent reports of misused funds within the rapidly growing program. To qualify for the ballot, organizers must collect over 255,000 valid signatures by July 2nd. The outcome of these initiatives will determine whether Arizona's universal model retains its open access nature or transitions toward a more regulated, means-tested framework. A coalition of public education advocates has launched a campaign to place an ESA reform measure on Arizona's November ballot. Groups like Save Our Schools. Arizona argued that the current system lacks oversight and transparency, claiming it is reckless to send $1 billion to private schools without academic or safety standards. Their proposal includes mandatory quarterly reports and a ban on using ESA funds for luxury items. In contrast, ESA supporters, such as the Goldwater Institute, maintain that vouchers provide high-quality education at a lower cost to taxpayers than traditional public schools. They argue that the program is working as intended by helping parents find the best fit for their children. The intensifying debate is fueled by significant growth in the program and its impact on traditional public school enrollment. In rural Harmon, West Virginia, community members are exploring the creation of a private microschool following the closure of their local K-12 public school. At a recent public meeting, residents discussed educational alternatives for families currently facing long travel distances to other schools. Organizers noted that due to strict state regulations, traditional charter or private school models are not feasible, leaving microschools or learning pods as the only viable options. The proposed microschool would likely be operated by the Harmon Education Association and funded through tuition with potential assistance from the state's Hope Scholarship program. Advocates emphasize that in rural areas with limited choices, microschools offer a nimble, community-based solution. The effort is in its early stages and currently relies on local surveys to gauge broader interest. A growing trend explores the potential for public libraries to serve as the backbone of the microschooling movement. Education coordinators highlight that libraries already possess the infrastructure, community relationships, and learning mission that many small microschools struggle to build independently. By treating libraries as learning campuses, microschools could gain access to resources like high-speed internet, research materials, and social worker support. This partnership model addresses common challenges for microschool founders, including high facility costs and limited access to specialized services. The concept is particularly relevant in rural areas where educational options have historically been scarce. Advocates believe that utilizing libraries as community hubs can unlock new levels of accessibility and innovation for small-scale educational models. Liguori Academy has been selected to receive the prestigious Yas Prize Alumni Award, designed to scale educational models that are sustainable, transformational, outstanding, and permissionless. This award followed a competitive process where the school pitched a vision for expansion. The funding is intended to. A major focus of this expansion is the Liguori Academy Career Innovation Center, CIC, a workforce development hub. The center is engineered to prepare students for family-sustaining careers by offering industry-recognized credentials and mentorship in fields like technology, healthcare, and advanced manufacturing. By integrating hands-on experience with academic learning, the Academy aims to ensure its graduates are economically relevant in a changing job market.
If you know of a microschool or organization that deserves a shout-out, drop a line and let us know. Thank you for tuning in to the Microschool Minute, your weekly review of microschooling news and events. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you'd like to support us, consider leaving a review. Until next week, happy microschooling.